my baby girl is 4.5 years old. At 8 weeks old, she had her first seizure. She has what's called Aicardi syndrome. It's a rare form of epilepsy found in girls, girls only. At her worst, she can have multiple seizures an hour. But once we started CBD, which is why we came to this meeting in the first place, to show our support, she had a 75% decrease in seizures. So someone from behind a microphone or on TV can tell me all the negative uses about cannabis and all the bad stuff it can do. What I know is my daughter was seizing, and now she has a 75% decrease, less seizures. And all the pharmaceuticals we put her on, and she's been on many, crazy side effects, no seizure control, and it's just this horrible cycle. In order to deal with the side effects of one, you have to add another one, and then you add another one. And next thing you know, people are worried about kids getting high. Oh my goodness, these pharmaceuticals are getting kids, adults, higher than you could possibly imagine, but that's the legal stuff. And so all we want as parents is our kids to stop seizing. You know, all a cancer patient wants is the pain to go away and to be cancer free. If there's something out there that has the potential to do it, it's a God-created thing. It's not synthetic. It's something God made. Let's do it. Let's give it an opportunity. If it doesn't work a year from now, hey, you can shoot it down. But for right now, give it an opportunity to work. We came out as a show of support. There are families like ourselves who have kids with epilepsy and all sorts of different things. And we came out here to let the Stanislaus Board of Supervisors know that, hey, we're not just the local potheads that are out here, you know, trying to get high. We have a need for our daughter, and we would like to have that need met here locally. We like our dollars to go locally. We don't want to have to drive to San Francisco or Sacramento. And for me, I think the bottom line is, if you make it to where we do have to travel, parents are going to do what parents are going to do. I want my daughter to stop having seizures, and so what are you going to make me do? You can make me drive somewhere, I'll go do it. You're going to make me now, as I cross the county line, become a quote-unquote criminal just for taking care of my daughter. So I think the community has rallied. I think it was exceptional how people presented their needs, and I really appreciated the board taking the time to listen. The biggest concern for me is, I think, it's a stereotype. I think if someone making the decision had a child with any form of epilepsy or some of the needs that medical cannabis is meeting, I think if they held their baby girl like I have, seizing throughout the night multiple times an hour, all of a sudden that stereotype gets shattered. If you would have told me years ago I'd be advocating anything to do with cannabis, I would have told you you're crazy. But I've been forced to because of my daughter's condition, and so I think it's the stereotype. It's not just people who are trying to find a high. The stereotypes of not understanding the science behind it, not understanding the medicinal uses behind it. So I think if we could break some stereotypes and all that comes through research. As a parent, we were forced to do research. We didn't want to. I would like to stop doing research, but it's my daughter. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And so I think if we could break some stereotypes, we'll be ahead of the game. If I put myself in their shoes, what I think their biggest challenge is they're trying to look big picture. How is this going to impact our community? And I get that, because I think when you don't know, when you go off of just stereotypes, you're thinking, I'm inviting crime, I'm inviting drug use, but really it's the opposite. Because if you don't allow this to happen, we're going to find another way to get it. We're going to go to people who we don't want to go to get it, but because it's our kids, we're going to do it. So now that's increasing crime. And so I think the big picture is finding a good medium. If you want to tax this thing, you know, I think if our local community can begin to prosper financially from this, all of a sudden eyes will open, because we know our city's not in a good financial state. So if we can begin to make some money off of this, if they can do that, I think we find a happy medium and begin to progress forward, because it seems like we keep taking a step forward, 4 backwards. And if we can just take baby steps forward, people all over the country are doing it. They're seeing results doing it. So why doesn't Stanislaus County, why can't we be someone who leads the way? We're known for so many negative things in Modesto. How about we be known for some positive things? There's a lot of good going on in this community, and this could be another element that could add to it. I'll tell people all the time, you know, I'm not a pothead. I've never used marijuana. I've never had the urge to use it. But when we were put in this situation with our daughter, we were forced to study it. We went around the country. We talked to experts. It was not something we took lightly. And next thing you know, she's having a 75% decrease in seizures. I'm a pastor. I'm a God-fearing man. I love Jesus, man. And I thought, man, we're going to go into this and we're going to receive all sorts of heat. You know, oh, look at this Christian guy trying cannabis. But I tell you what, the more of the research I did, it's a plant that God made. I'm not for abuse of it. I think that's wrong. But I think this is a plant that He made with with a very specific reason, and that is to touch and heal bodies. You know, I could have you here for days telling you, all about it. But I think the stereotype of who's using this is wrong. There's doctors, there's lawyers, there's good tax-paying people in this community, and they'll go elsewhere, and we don't want them to. We want them to stay right here, that are using this as a medicine. That's what it is. I don't see it as anything else but a medicine. And so I just implore the people to watch this, to do your research, study it for yourself, and then draw your conclusion. Don't go off of some crazy stereotype, because that's what I used to do until I was put in a position where I had to do my research.